Okay, go to seasaw.com. And since I was already signed in, it took me straight into it. But if you're not logged in, just log into it and it should leave you logged in. This is all of my work I've been assigning the kids right here. So if you are going to assign something, you go to the plus button and assign activity. This is your activity library. This is where you can make an activity, which I will show you how in a little bit. This is all the activities that I've made or saved right here. Or you can search an activity that someone else has already done in Community. So in Community, if you wanted to look up, say, verbs, and put it for first grade and see what people's got for verbs. There's all kinds of stuff you could do for verbs. So, like if you want to do this one, it looks like Jack Hartman. You can hit assign, and obviously you would just click on your class and assign it. If you didn't want it to show up right away and you wanted to schedule it, you could hit schedule and then put your date and your time. And then after you schedule it, it'll say schedule activity. I'll just show you. So say I want to schedule it for that time. Try it again. Schedule it. We'll do it for the 19th. That's tomorrow. And I'll hit, see it says assign on this day. And that means it won't pop up for them to do until then. So you could work on it in the evening and have it ready for the next day. And once you hit schedule, it's there for your kids to do. They'll see it. Let's go back to school now. This is everything that we can share with each other. So you can see where I made this one and shared it for you for math. And I even put the day that I'm assigning it, August 19th. But you guys could do it whenever. So if you wanted to assign this to your kids, you would click on it. And all you're going to have to do is hit assign. And that's it. And then assign to one. So you would just assign it to one class and be done. So again, if you want to schedule here, and then you could just assign it here. So that's the school. So if you want to make an activity, it'll load here. You would go to create new activity. Give it a name like math for August 20th. And then if you wanted to give your students instructions like add the problems. If you think they need voice instructions, you can do this and click the button and make it say, like you could say right here, add your math problems, type the answer. It'll process your instructions. If you wanted to actually give them an example, you could put an example here and show them an example. I'm not going to right now. So we'll go back. All right. This part down here is where you add your worksheet. Add template for student response. This is where you put your worksheet. You can put a photo. You can have them do a drawing only. You can do a video. You can link it to something. You can do notes on it, or you can upload. I use upload the most. So I upload. You can put something from Google Drive on it, or you can select something from the computer. So like I screenshot stuff all the time. Search my screenshots. Let's see what we got. There's our math. Let's do this. So I got my math open. I'm going to go ahead and just check it. So this is what it looks like. They can write their answer with some of these pens. or they can type it. I've been having them type it on stuff like this because it's too hard to write. So I'm going to add a border so I can see what I'm doing. If you come down here, you can actually make a box, and then, well, I said I would. Try it again. I'm going to give it a border so I can see it. Let's make it like this for right now. Let me move it. Okay. Now I can see what I got going. Let's make it like that. Okay. So when I have them type it, I go ahead and just put a question mark inside of it, like that. And then click off of it so that the blinky line goes away. And then I shrink it down on the sides like that. Took me forever to figure that one out. So, and then I put it here. And then I can duplicate it as much as I want. And I can move it here. And that way when they go to answer, they can just tap a couple times on their iPad, erase it, and type their answer. And it makes it a little easier if they're having trouble writing. If you wanted them to write it, we could break it down a little more. But I wouldn't worry a whole lot about building any of this stuff unless there's just something you really want, because I'm going to be building tons of stuff and sharing it with you this year. So, and then when you're done, you would just hit the check mark and it saves it in the library. So if you didn't want to build something, you could get something of mine that I've shared, or you can go into the community and search all kinds of good stuff. Like, there may not be anything in Journeys. I don't think there is, but we're going to look. Oh, nope, look, here's a word search for Journeys right off the bat. You can use the draw tool to find the hidden words. So they got all kinds of really neat stuff. So that's how you get something out of the library and you make something. Now let's go back to how we grade on Seesaw, because that's what you're really going to want to know. And it just so happens I have some papers to grade on here. So I'm going to hit back to class. And this is something I haven't posted yet. I've got it scheduled for tomorrow. I think, oh no, that's something I didn't want. Let's get rid of that. I'll show you that. If you ever have something you've accidentally posted and you want to get rid of it because you're not using it, hit the little 3 dots at the bottom and just delete it. And it'll still stay in your library where you can go back like this and find it. It'll still be here. See, there it is right there. It just won't be in the stuff that is assigned anymore. So back to class. Now I have, it says 18 things waiting for approval. Oh, here's another thing I don't want that I was just playing around with earlier and I assigned it. I'm going to delete it too. Show you again. That's how we delete it. So this was my math for August 17th. This is my math for August 18th. I have some activities scheduled right here for tomorrow. This is my nouns one I assigned, my math for August 19th, and my noun worksheet for August 19th. And I actually recorded instructions here for the kids to listen to, which you can do, but it will all be with my stuff when I share it, so you won't have to worry about it. So let's get down to what you really need to know. If you want to grade it, click it, like where it says approve, right up here, the little red dot where it says 18 are waiting for my approval, my review. So I hit review. And it pops up with everything. Now, I can just glance at it like this. I see that this is all right. I'll move on. I posted several pages with one student. This is Sierra's. There should be 4 of these that I screenshotted and added because I wanted to make them big enough to write in. So I broke my worksheet up. So here we go. That looks right. That looks all right. That looks right. That looks right. That looks right. That's all right. So what I would do is I would just make a comment under here and say you did an awesome job, or something of the sort. I would go ahead and post it so they know I've seen it, gave them a little feedback, and then I go ahead and I click approve, and that sends it back to them where they can see it's been looked at. You can approve it. If they missed something that you wanted them to fix, or if they did not finish their paper, you click send back. So let's pretend like Sierra here missed something. I'm going to show you how to mark it if she missed something. Hit your three little dots at the bottom, go all the way up to edit item. And I know this sounds like a lot. I'd be happy to come in and go over it with you anytime. And you'll probably only be doing this for 1 or 2 kids, so it won't be so bad. All right, so let's pretend like she missed this one right here, and I wanted to circle it. I circled it in red. All right, or I could put like a little happy face, or I can put a text box in and I could type, whoops, write it down. I could type right meter or whatever I wanted. And I can move this off to the side, and I could give her a little feedback that way. Of course, I don't want to do any of those things, so we're going to erase the sky. We're going to erase the sky. And I erased part before, but it'll be okay. So when you get everything done the way you want it, and you get it all marked up, just hit your green check mark. It'll save what you did to their work. And then you just click approve, and it'll go to them however you fixed it, however you circled it or marked it or whatever you left on it. Let's see if there's one that actually is missing something. Like this one, I cannot read, so I'm going to go ahead and grade it. Let's edit item. Okay, I'm actually going to take my red marker and I'm going to circle this sky right here. And I'm going to type a little thing that says can't read this one. And then I'm going to move it right there. This all looks good. Click on my next page over here in case you're wondering how to switch pages. That looks good. Do page number 3. That looks good. And page number 4. 35 for 3. That looks good. So I'll save the changes I made. I graded it. Upload them. And that's how it looks. You can see where I circled it. I marked it. I'm going to comment. Only missed one. Keep up the good work. You can even post a grade down here if you want. Post it. And I'm not ready to go ahead and prove these things because I approve them every morning. I don't want parents to think I'm active and available tonight. So I'll go ahead where I've made all the changes and I'll approve it in the morning. But that is how you would go through and grade everything. And if you only have 1 or 2 kids that's being assigned this stuff, it wouldn't even take 2 seconds to go through and just grade it and then send it back to them. So it's an option, or it could be for good practice. But that's Seesaw. Oh, we want to do codes. So when you get your kids signed in, do get home learning codes, do print codes. It'll load. And it will make QR codes for all the kids. And I'll try to get these printed for you, but if you ever need them again, this is where they're at. They will each get their own QR code, and I can help them log in with the app. They will have to open the Seesaw app, and the app itself will read this QR code. Nothing else will read it. So that's that on Seesaw. I think that's everything. And I'm still playing with it and figuring stuff out. So y'all probably know more about this than me, but if you have anything that you know that I missed, holler at me. But that's kind of everything I'm doing so far, and just let me know if you have any questions, and that's it.